because we need to make the surface stable, which means it should change as little as possible. Stable. Okay? So, to make a surface stable with minimal changes, you have to have the size of the material inside the road similar. Because if you have the size different, yesterday I saw some roads with different size rocks. So if you have different size rocks and you try to compact them, you cannot. You can try, put a roller, you can do what you want, but very difficult to compact. So, and to make stable, because when rain comes or when heavy traffic goes on the road, these move. So it's not stable. We want a road that is stable as much as possible. So, first concept, stabilization. We need to make stable. Rocks must be similar size. Okay? Second important is camber. We need to make sure the water does not stay on the road, the water goes out of the road. This is a very simple point, but it's important. So, we need to make sure, if the road is very wide, we can make a camber, which is this one here, camber, so the water goes out. If the road is not very wide, or if it's on a mountain, maybe you can do only one side. You can make water table only on one side, and make inclination of road only one side. You can do, especially for mining road. Okay? You need to have at least 2-3%, if 3% better, inclination, so the water goes away. Yesterday we visited one mine, and I saw big water. When you turn around in a bend, there was a big water, like a swimming pool. Okay? So this is not good for road and for traffic. And then the third concept we need to understand is compaction. Once you have made the road stable, which means everything same size, once we have made the camber, we have to compact. So, of course, we compact by trying to reach as much as possible 100% compaction, if we can. And this is important so that the heavy dump trucks don't damage the road too much. But to make a good compaction or a good stable road, then other things you can do is to add some additives, some binders that keep everything together. The easiest binder is cement or lime, depending on the type of soil you have. But there are also chemical binders that are liquid or powder, and you mix with the water and you mix inside the road. Okay? This is what we saw yesterday. See? This side here, for example, a lot of different rocks, different size. It's very difficult to compact this. Impossible. And when a big truck goes there, move the rock like this, and road is damaged. Okay? Here also, big swimming pool. See here, a lot of water. Turning right, a lot of water. So the camber is not very good. So these are things that you must think when you make a road. Okay, option A. This is the cheapest option. Very simple. What you do? You rip the road with a motor grader. So, or motor grader or bulldozer in behind have tines, rippers. You rip the road about 300 millimeters. Okay, ripping the road is very important for many reasons. One reason is that you see what is under the road. So you see the size of stones. You see if there is any steel, if there is anything strange in the road. Second point, by seeing what you have, you can select, because, for example, our machine can work efficiently with rocks up to 500 millimeter in diameter, half a meter rock size. So you have to see inside if the rocks are not too big, for example. But also, when you rip the road and you make the surface loose, it's quicker for our machine to go through. So you do more work in one day. You can produce more. Then you take rocks, you make them in a windrow, in a line, in front of the machine. The rocks can be already in the road, or the rocks can be brought in or carted in, because if there's not enough rocks, we need to bring in. The rocks are important, because if you don't have rocks in the road is soft, not strong. We need a strong road for dump trucks. Okay? After you have crushed the rocks with our machine, you have to shape. We have to make the camber for the water. Okay, so with motor grader you can shape, and at the end you have to compact with vibrating roller. Now I will show you some of this process. For example, this is a one customer or one government in South Australia that has our machines. Here they take rocks, they put them in windrows with a grader. This is a very big pile. They make this pile smaller, see, so you can drive on top. Then they crush the rock to this size. In this case, the machine is doing mainly surface crushing because that's what the customer requested. But you can also go in the ground and mix with the ground. See, this is creating its own gravel. It's making its own gravel. This is very important for making the road strong. See, similar size. We can control the size of the rock because inside the machine there is a big breaker bar, counter bar, and also the door. By opening and closing the door, you control the size of the rock. So if the door is very close, the rock becomes small. If the door is a little bit open, the rocks become bigger. So you have to evaluate when you do your road what size of rocks you want, because maybe with the dump trucks you don't need rocks very small, because if rocks are too small, soft, maybe you want about 80 mil or 100 mil maybe. This will make your road stronger. Okay, so we can control that by opening and closing the door. This is another application in, I think this is in New Zealand, I think, if I remember well. But this is, see the size of the rock, quite big. See? This is on tractor, but the machine is the same machine we can put on a prime mover. So it gives you an understanding of what you can do. See, this is also some cement they had, recycled cement, see here? And here you can see they are making the wrong gravel. See, the rocks are coming in this size, come out gravel size. So what you do, once you have your rocks, the first thing you do, you make a windrow with a grader. You use the grader blade to make a smaller windrow of rocks. One other thing you can use the grader for, people don't think about it sometimes. Remember when I told you about the camber or the water going out on the side of the road? You have to make a good water table if you want, to make sure the water goes outside the road and then flows down, away. So you can make a water table with a grader. A grader has a blade. So you can use the blade to make water table, so that water table this side or this side, so the water goes out, away, into the water, like a gutter. Okay? You crush your rocks. This is, for example, some existing roads with rock of different size. So when you have this situation and the rocks are inside the soil, embedded in the soil, you rip, as I said, see, ripper, bring everything up. Everything comes up. Okay? And then you crush with machine, see? And this makes all same size, mixed with soil. After you finish that, you make a shape, which can be camber or can be only one side. And then you finish with vibrating roller. This is, for example, a complete job, very cheap. No cement was brought in this job, no additional rocks were brought, everything was found locally. This was a forestry road, a 34-kilometer forestry road in New Zealand, and nothing was a very cheap job, only rock crusher, grader, vibrating roller, 3 machines, and water. They added water here, because it's also important to have a good amount of water, but on your roads I saw there was a lot of water, but water is important because also water acts like a binder, keeps everything together, like a glue a little bit. So in this case they just crushed the shape with the grader, put water and vibrating roller. Very simple job. Very cheap. See, the door is quite close here, see? The door is closed so that they get very small size. Because for this job they wanted small size. This is a road for cars mainly, or for some trucks, but not for dump trucks. So they wanted smaller size. They can choose. They can make it smaller or bigger. See, they are making shape now. See, everything is same. Mixed with the soil, shape, and then roll. Very simple job. Very cheap. See, now they're driving 100 kilometers per hour on this road. Taking video. Okay, option B. Option B is like option A, but we start adding some binder. So here we add cement, for example. You can add cement or you can add lime, depending on the soil contact. If the soil, now I'm not an engineer for road, but the engineers tell me that depending on the type of soil, if it's more sand or more clay, you use lime or cement. So these are the main binders. Cement is very easy because it's a powder. Cement you use for construction, same. Okay? This is usually what they put on this type of road when you work at 300 millimeter deep, when you use our machine. Usually about 30 kilograms per square meter. So what you do, you rip the soil, you put the rocks in front of the machine, you crush them, then you spread your cement, or you can spread your cement before, but it's better to do it after, when the rocks are already crushed. And then you go again with the FAE machine and you mix. Okay, so everything is mixed. Then you give shape and you compact. Same process, but we add the cement. There are different ways of adding cement. You can do by hand with the people, or you can do by machine. This is there are some machines that can. This is a machine, for example, that spreads cement. It's got a load cell, so it's got a weighing scale, so you know how much cement is coming out. And you can control from the tractor, for example, in this case. And you can spread cement. Like here's cement, here's cement. So after the road has been, the rocks have been crushed, they put cement, and then the machine can mix all the cement with the road base. You can add water. Water is very important when you use cement, because cement needs water to make reaction. Cement and water become very strong together. So you can add water with a water truck, like you do in a mine. You have water trucks, I imagine, in a mine. So, or you can have also water jets directly in the machine. You can add water in the machine. Connect the machine to water truck, and the machine has pump and everything. You can spray water. But in the mining operation, you already have this truck, so it should be easy for you to add water if necessary. Because if it's very wet like now, you don't need water. But in summer, maybe you need water, because you need to have what they call optimum moisture content in the water, in the road, when you mix together cement. When you added water and mix the cement, you give a shape. This is giving shape as well. Camber. And then you finish with vibrating rollers. See? This is finished base. Now this base you can drive on, or you can also use to put, this is for example a road where they put asphalt on top. They seal the road with bitumen or asphalt. So you can choose. You can drive on, or you can put asphalt on top. So it's a strong base. This is, for example, an example of a road. In 2004, this road was done in South Australia. This picture was taken in 2008. 4 years later, the road is still in good condition. So maybe every year they just clean the road a little bit with the grader, just top cleaning on the surface. But the basic of the road, the structure of the road is still very good after 4 years. Of course, in South Australia, we don't have as much rain as maybe Vietnam. So maybe for you, cannot be 4 years. And also here, we don't have dump trucks. We have normal cars or trucks. So it is different, but this is just an example. Okay, if you do it properly, you can have a long life. This is a little video of when you use cement, so I show it to you. See, this road was a bitumen road or asphalt road, but very bad conditions. Rain had made a lot of damage. See, no good condition. There were rocks. So our machine crushed everything. First time they crushed the cement, the asphalt, they crushed the rocks. Yeah, they are doing some experiment here, test. In this case, we have the water truck connected to our machine, so the water is going directly inside the rotor, but as I said, in a mining operation, this is not necessary. You can use your water truck in front of the machine, spray the water in front of the machine, and then mix with the machine. It's more than enough. See, the machine can work at good working depth. This was working about here about 250 millimeter in the ground. So we're crushing rocks from this to this. So making our own gravel. Now they shape. The material is very, very homogeneous. See, all the rocks are same. So now they're spreading cement. This is another type of cement spreader, very simple one, but no weighing system, just a simple discharge truck. Now they're mixing. So you can do many activities at the same time. For example, now they are mixing with water and cement. At the same time, the vibrating roller is doing this part. And actually, if you have a wide road, that's maybe 8-meter road, you can only close half of the road and you can have traffic on the other half, because you cannot block all the road. You block half, and then you traffic still going other half. This is just showing the water system. They are cleaning the machine at the end, so you can see the water system. Just to give you an example. Option C. Option C is similar to option B, of course, but on top of cement or lime, you also add some chemical products. There are some chemical products on the market that are mainly polymer-based chemicals, which act like a glue. They make a glue reaction, a hot reaction, and combine everything together. They make the road very, very strong. The road is similar to like a cement road or asphalt road, but it's no asphalt. So I will show you. So what you do after you add the cement, you must also add this chemical product, which are in liquid form usually, so you can put them in the water truck. A certain percentage, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, sometimes 5%, depending on the type of soil and the working depth. So you put this chemical in the water truck and you can spread them on the road. But you still need to use cement. Okay? So let's go to this technology. For example, one company that we have cooperated with is called Renolith, which is an American-Australian company. And we have done some projects with them. So what you do, see, this is the water truck. Inside the water truck, you have this chemical and the water, and you spray in front of the machine or inside the machine. Okay? The rest of the process is the same. So this product is a very simple product. It's not a dangerous product. So you can use it. Of course, you don't drink it, but you don't. Even if you drink it, you don't die. Nothing. But you can handle it. You can touch it. It comes in this type of container. So it's not a dangerous product. This is very important. This can be used with soils also with quite high plasticity index, up to 23.5, which is good. It can be used when there's sand, when there is limestone, when there is also coal finds. Also in coal, when you have coal on the road, you can use this product, no problem. Okay? You can work when it's raining. It's a very, very waterproof product. What happens that when you've made the road with this product, makes very strong, so the water, when it rains, does not go inside the road, stays on top. So there's not much damage by water, because water makes a lot of damage to the road. So if you can make the road waterproof, it's an advantage. Okay? So this is what happens. They are polymer-based chemicals. So when they are mixed, see here they are mixed with the soil and the rocks inside the ground. You wait about maybe 4 hours, no traffic on the road, only half of the road. You close. After you finish, you leave the road because it must make a reaction. Once the reaction is finished, you can drive. Okay? This is a job we did with this company, Renolit, in Indonesia. This is a mine road in Indonesia, for example, gold and copper mine. And what they did, as you can see here, they ripped. Always rip first, it's better, you can see. They put, in this case, they put cement and silica, cement and sand. They put it by hand in this case because they didn't have machine for cement, no problem. People by hand put cement. Then in this case, this is a chemical product with the water. So in this case, we use the nozzles, the sprayers in our machine. So the water and the chemical is inside the truck and is going into the ground while the machine is driving, mixing. Okay? This is our water system if you are interested. While the machine is mixing, the water is sprayed directly on top. There is a control box where you can control the liters of minute and the total liters. And then there are a lot of nozzles and valves and pumps and all this sort of stuff. Once the material has been sprayed with water, the rocks have been crushed. The same thing they do, they give a shape, always give shape to the road, and then finally they compact with a vibrating roller, and this is a finished road. See? This road looks very good, looks like cement road, but there's no asphalt here, only chemical product, concrete, a little bit of sand, chemical product, and crushed rocks. And also, this is very good for dust. In Vietnam, maybe, I don't know, you don't have this problem, but in Australia or South Africa, many countries they have, or South America, very dry conditions sometimes. When it's very dry, a lot of dust. And they have to spray a lot of water to keep dust down. In this case, when you use chemical products, also good because the dust is under control.